they were still in their father's
Yeah.
loins. So,
So
Imam
where's that
al-Nawawi
child gonna go?
explains. Imam al-Nawawi explains the point of this hadith is not that Muslim children are punished despite innocence. Rather, the Prophet ﷺ was teaching Aisha radiallahu anha not to make a definitive judgment about a specific individual without revelation.
Yeah, but where's that child going?
Al-Nawawi then states the majority position is that Muslim children who die before accountability are of the people of paradise.
But where does it say that? Because she doesn't say that.
Elsewhere.
Wait, it actually,
Where?
yeah.
Where does it say? Okay,
And
in this hadith. Hold on.
One second.
In this hadith, where does it say children are going to heaven? Because according to this, right? Hold on. Her argument, Aisha's argument, right? Aisha's argument is because this is a child, okay, and it hasn't committed any sin, okay, and because it hasn't reached the age to commit sin, meaning it's an infant, okay, then it deserves to go to heaven. That's her argument, okay? And then he says it could be otherwise, meaning regardless of what you think, that child that you're seeing there could in fact be burning in hell if Allah had created it for hell. That's the whole point of what he's saying.
Yeah,
it doesn't get more clear and straightforward than that. He lays out very clearly what he's saying here.
Yeah, but she doesn't have revelation to say for sure. We cannot.
Yeah,
say
and
for
he,
sure
according to your theology, he does have revelation. Hold on. According to your understanding, he does have revelation, and his revelation is that child could be in hell if Allah has willed it for that child.
Wait, that child could be in hell?
That's what he says.
Yeah, so there's an opinion, an Islamic opinion, that children who
I don't care about the Islamic opinion. I care about what it says in front of me.
Uno momento, واحد ثانية, right?
I care what it says here. And according to this,
who did not get to the age of accountability, children who did not get to the age of accountability will go through another test on the day of judgment, and then from passing or failing that test, they could go to heaven or hell.
Oh, so you finally acknowledge it. So there are infants that could be in hell.
They're not infants at that point.
Yeah, they're not infants at that point.
Okay, if it hasn't reached the age when it can commit sin, what age are we referring to here?
Yeah, when directed, we're not on the same age. So the men, from what I know in the hadith, that they go to 33, whether they were younger or older.
So, the term child, hold on, the term child is applied to a 33-year-old.
The term child was applied to the human being, the dead, that's the dead person there.
Yeah, we have a concept of a test on the day of judgment.
Yeah.
So in other words, if these let's run with your logic then. If these children, these infants fail the test, they could be in hell burning forever. Okay, that's cool to know.
It's just that'll be equivalent to them failing the test in the worldly life.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. So you agree with me? You agree with me? There could be children in hell burning forever. You agree with me, right?
Like for example, one second.
It says child here. Child, look, it's right there. Let me highlight it for you.
He died as a child. He doesn't just go to hell. He goes through another test with maturity to see if he's gonna pass or fail.
Doesn't say that here. Here it just says that if he was created, it just says if he was created for hell by Allah, he goes to hell. That's the point.
Remember what you just described, about taking the whole entire context. You have to look at Islam from the Islamic corpus and other.
So this isn't clear. You're telling me this isn't clear.
No, I'm not saying that. No, wait. I'm not saying that that's not clear. No, but this is how we understand that.
But dude, the point is what Aisha is saying and how Muhammad is responding in this hadith, right? This is the hadith here, Sahih Muslim 2662C, okay? It's very straightforward for anyone who reads it. Okay, it reads very clearly, very straightforward, okay? She's asking Muhammad about this child that she's at the funeral of, and she's acknowledging the fact that the child is so young, right, that it hasn't committed the age to reach to commit sin yet, okay? And then she's like, so pure, one of the birds from the birds of paradise, right? Surely it's going to heaven. And then that's when Muhammad pipes up and steps in and says, no, it might not be that way. If Allah created that child for hell, it's going to hell. That's his argument, okay?
No. So one second.
He created for hell while they were yet in their father's loins, meaning while they're in their father's loins, they're created for hell.
Yeah, and I'll tell you how that is, because there is a hadith that explains this, that there's seats and places that are prepared for people in heaven and prepared for you in hell. So for everybody, they have a place prepared for them in heaven and prepared for them in hell. And then their actions are going to be which one they're created for.
But you agree, okay, but as far as this hadith is concerned, right? If I read this literally, okay, at least agree with me on this, right? If someone reads this, okay, as it is it genuine to say you could conclude that Muhammad is saying, yes, there could be children in hell, if I just read this as it is?
If you want to say just read it as it is, we could go into the Bible and we could say.
I'm not asking you about the Bible. I'm asking you about
saying,
this hadith. Okay.
I'm
saying this is very. Hold on. 1 second. You're trying to deflect from what I'm asking you. Okay. You're not being genuine now. I'm asking you about what does Sahih Muslim 2662C say. I'm asking you this one here, right? What does this one say? Can you be honest enough and admit, okay, that if someone reads this as it is, literally, right, if I show them this, they'll come to the conclusion that Muhammad is saying, yes, it's possible for children to be in hell. Yes or no?
I'm saying that is the most, if you're speaking about academia, that is the most.
I'm not talking about academia. I'm talking about reading this.
I'm saying that is the most unacademic way to try to take any kind of Islamic knowledge. Just like
I'm not asking you that. I'm just asking you, how does it read?
I could go to any Bible verse. Someone goes to Jesus.
This isn't a Bible verse. This is a whole section. This is a whole entire section.
I'm saying there, yeah, and there's sections about the
book of Destiny. By the way, we've just gone through. Just so you know, okay, I didn't just take one verse from the one hadith from the book of Destiny here. I took a number of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're all saying the same thing. They all have a clear they all have a clear logic to them.
When Allah said, wait, when Allah said, وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا, that you do not will except that Allah wills, and then right after, indeed Allah is the most wise and the most knowledgeable, clearly tying his wisdom and his knowledge to why he's willing what he's willing.
Okay,
he does not force us in to do any wrong action or any right action.
Yeah, but yet he implants in them wickedness and he fixes a proportion of adultery that they're going to admit. And then he writes down in the book of Destiny the type of deeds they're going to do. What are you talking about?
The hadith, wait, the hadith doesn't even say he's going to hellfire. He knows.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if someone reads this, what I'm saying is, this is my point. If someone reads this, if I give this to someone to read, would they come to the conclusion that what Muhammad is saying here is that this child could be in hell if it was destined for them?
Is it academic to go and take?
Oh, that's not what I'm asking, dude. That's not what I'm asking. I'm just asking if I give this verse to someone and they read it prima facie, would they come to the conclusion that Muhammad's saying this child could be in hell? That's all I'm asking. It's a straightforward yes or no question.
I know that's a very unacademic way to look at anything.
No, you know I'm just asking you as a thought experiment, dude. I'm asking you as a thought experiment, okay? If I brought this up to someone and I said, this is what Muhammad said, okay? Would they interpret this as Muhammad saying that children are possibly in hell? That's all I'm asking. It's a yes or no response.
Okay. In that case, then I'll say, if somebody brought to you a verse where someone goes to Jesus and they say, good teacher, he says, why do you call me good? Only God is good alone. And you do, just like you said, you just look at that, just like you're saying.
Yeah, I have an answer for that though.
You have an answer.
So do we.
Hold on. No, you don't, because the answer I have for that is rooted in the verse that you gave. You rooted it in something that you made up outside of it, which is an opinion-based thing. Okay? You haven't answered the question. Hold on. Dude, you haven't answered. No.
I'm bringing you other hadith.
You didn't even address the previous one. What other hadith?
I brought you the other hadith where it says
which one?
There's people. Every person, they have a place for them in heaven and a place for them in hellfire.
Who has a place for them?
Everyone.
No, but who decides that place?
Their actions.
Not according to the hadith I just read. Allah determines for them what they're going to do, okay? He foreordains the type of life they're going to commit, okay? He wills it for them. There's no free will in that. They're not deciding it.
No, their livelihood is the rizq. That is not the type of actions they're going to do.
But right now, you're being disingenuous because earlier you
said... No, I'm not. You won't even answer a straightforward question. You won't even answer a straightforward question. I'm asking you, if I showed this to someone, right? If I showed this to someone, would they interpret Muhammad as saying that children are in hell? Yes or no? It's an easy, yes or no response. And then we can move to the next thing, if you can be honest.
And didn't you earlier say that you can't just bring something you research from ChatGPT and just
I didn't get this from ChatGPT. I didn't
You
get
said
this in
it doesn't
ChatGPT.
matter where you got it from. It doesn't matter where you
It
got it
does
from. You got it
because
from a
you were
Christian
using
website.
ChatGPT the whole time.
You got it worse. What you did is worse. You went to a Christian website. So my
I didn't
point
go,
is,
dude. It wasn't.
you
I
did. You
hold
went to a
on.
Christian
I
website.
explained to you. This is where you're being very. This is where you're being very disingenuous now, and you're lying. Okay. I explained to you. The only
I'm
reason I
lying.
use this website is not because it's a Christian website. It's just because it has the sources there conveniently for me,
And
so I
then
don't
you
have
were
to look
judging
them
me
up.
for using. And then you were
Okay, one
judging me.
second.
And then you were judging me
No,
for using
but the
ChatGPT. I'm
difference
telling you,
is,
you're using a Christian
hold on.
website.
The difference is,
but
I've
that's
read.
besides
Hold
the point.
on. The difference is, I've read these before. Okay, you didn't read the other ones before. You were just looking for them in ChatGPT, right?
On a
I've
Christian
gone through
website,
these
of a
before.
claim
Okay,
against, you read it on a Christian website and a claim against what
it's
the
not
Bible
about it
says.
being on a Christian website. It was just about having them there conveniently to make
The
it
thing
easy
is,
to find them.
why is that a problem? Because the website is giving you a collection of a hadith that look wrong. If you just
How do
bring
they
them
look
from
wrong? It's
like,
okay. I defy anyone to tell me that this isn't clear in terms of what Muhammad's saying. Okay, do you want me to read it to you again?
so this is more disingenuous than if I was
How is
looking
it
up a
disingenuous when Muhammad is saying
ChatGPT
children are in
is just
hell?
research. ChatGPT
He
is just
created.
research.
Who did he create for
you're
hell?
reading an article. No, you're saying this is a collection of hadith,
Okay,
right? So
okay.
you're reading
Well,
you're
who
reading
did
a
Muhammad
specific
create for
article,
hell? I have it highlighted.
but
Who did
doesn't.
Muhammad create for hell? I have it
Can I
highlighted. Who did Muhammad
can I
create for hell? I have it highlighted.
Okay. See, right now it's been disingenuous. Let me just
Who's
finish everything
them?
I'm saying.
Who is them according to this verse? Okay, in the context of what he's talking about, let's do Islamic exegesis together. Okay, he created them for hell while they were yet in their father's loins. Okay, this is in relation to this child that has died. Okay, this is what's being spoken about by Muhammad. Okay, and then he says to her, "It may be otherwise." What does "it may be otherwise" mean?
We already explained that.
So
they'll be tested on the day of judgment.
hold on.
And
She's saying, hold on. Aisha's saying that child would go to heaven. Muhammad then pipes up and says, no, it might be otherwise. What is the
Yeah,
what's the
Aisha
meaning
doesn't
of that?
know. Because Aisha doesn't know. She's not a prophetess.
Oh,
So
okay. But so Muhammad's correct, right? The child could either go to heaven or it could go to hell, right? Is he right?
those correct?
Yes.
How many people
Oh,
those
so
correct?
finally, it took you this long to admit that there could potentially be children in hell.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No,
Guys, it shouldn't take. It shouldn't take. Hold on. It shouldn't take 40 minutes, right? It shouldn't take 40 minutes, dude, for you to admit the fact that your prophet believes that there's children in hell, burning in hell. Okay, that there's infants burning in hell. It shouldn't have taken to this point, man.
You're simply not comprehending what we're saying. That's why.
You're not comprehending what your prophet is saying because he's very clear in what he's saying.
No, if you could comprehend what we're saying, then it would be a lot easier for you, right? So somebody's just born and then they just die. That is not the same as a person who went through 50, 60 years of a test.
So this person went through, this child went through 50, 60 years of a test. Hold on, this child went through 50 or 60 years of a test.
No, but they're going to be
just prove my point. So it's a child, okay, who's basically an infant that Aisha's mind is like, it's so young. It's such a pristine young child. It couldn't have committed any sins. It's so young. It's basically an infant, right? Couldn't have committed any sins. And then Muhammad says, could be otherwise. If that's one of the ones that he's destined for hell, could be in hell.
Okay.
No, everyone has a place that's created for them in heaven and created for them in hell already.
He says it may be otherwise. When she says children go to heaven, he says it may be otherwise. What does it may be otherwise mean?
They could go through the test and then they could fail that test.
Okay, so yes, so children could fail the test. Hold on, children could fail the test and they go to hell.
Won't be a child anymore. Won't be a child anymore.
So you're talking about some spiritual test in some spiritual world where he'll allow the child to mature into an adult and then see what they do.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have a different place.
That's the most bizarre, nonsensical thing. Guys, hold on. I've heard some bizarre things. I want you to find me. Hold on. I want you to find me. Hold on. I want you to find me. 1 second, guys. I want you to find me a hadith where Muhammad says, by the way, guys, there's this spiritual realm for these children, okay? And basically what's going to happen is they're going to live for like 50 years in this spiritual realm. They're going to grow up to be like these spiritual adults. Allah's going to put all these spiritual tests in front of them. And if they survive all those spiritual tests, they'll go to heaven or hell based on how they perform. Show me the hadith that says that.
Okay, by the way, let me set you something as standard with us Muslims that you're not understanding. Is that we don't
Okay,
take
so you just admitted,
but
you admitted it now.
I didn't admit nothing. We don't take something by itself and say and make conclusions out of it. We take a whole topic that's spoken of. So if the Prophet peace be upon him spoke here and spoke here and spoke in 5 different places of the
Yeah,
same
and what's
thing,
he saying here?
all those
What's he
together.
saying here?
Take all those together. So you are doing exactly what you said you shouldn't do, which is take one thing and not know the context behind it or anything. You're doing exactly what you
Tell
said
me,
not to do.
what's the context? What's the context here? Let's break it down together, okay? There's a
Okay,
funeral.
okay.
There's the
That's fine.
funeral of a
Okay,
child.
so
Aisha asks Muhammad, okay, this is the
okay,
context.
I have a
Aisha
different-
asks Muhammad, I'm
different
breaking it down. We're doing exegesis together, okay?
Yeah, we
Aisha
can do
asks Muhammad,
exegesis.
this child, right? It's so young. It never committed sins, Muhammad. There's no way this child could go to hell. It's like one of the birds from paradise. It's so pristine. It's an infant. It's young, Muhammad. It's a child. There's no way. And then what's Muhammad's response? Well, could be otherwise. You know, if Allah's created for paradise, it'll be in paradise. But if He's created for hell, it's going to be in hell.
So what
That's
this
like,
means,
it doesn't
so-
get
so
more
what this-
straightforward. He's very
so-
literal
so
and
what this
clear in what
means-
he's saying here,
What this means is we cannot declare anybody where they're going to go,
including children, including
regardless-
infants,
regardless of what happens. We can't say-
including children.
say-
Come
we
on,
can't
say
that
it.
person's
Come
going-
on, say
we
it.
can't
Say it. Including children.
You want me to say things in a specific way, then you could have clipped that and say, "Look at what Muslims are saying." So I'm not gonna feed it into your plot.
Ah, you don't want to say. You know it. You know, but you don't want to say it.
Thing
So
is,
you
you're
are
not-
admitting it. You just don't want to
No,
say
thing
it.
is,
So
you're not letting
including
me answer.
children, you're acknowledging the fact that
You're
they
not-
could be in hell according to Muhammad. There could be children or
You're not-
infants burning in hell because Allah decreed for them to be there
Okay. Let me just
because
answer.
He made them evil while they were in the womb.
Can I answer? Or you want to
What?
keep talking over me? Okay. So this hadith is to show that we can declare anybody where they're going to go, regardless
Including
of
children, including infants.
unless-
I'm going to stick you to it.
unless we have
Including
revelation
infants.
that person is going to hellfire or that person goes
Including
to paradise.
infants.
We can declare anybody, any soul,
Including
that
infants.
dies where they're going. Unless
So
we have
infants can be in
revelation
hell.
they're going there.
So say it.
So-
Come on, say it with me.
so-
Infants can be in
so-
hell according to Islam.
You know what?
Not as
I can do the
infants.
same thing. I could do the same thing with the Bible, by the way. I could
Where
do the
where
same
does
thing
it
with
say in the Bible infants are in hell?
Okay, I mean, I could say worse things. In the Bible, it says that if you don't beat your slave until he dies, then he's still your slave. Right?
Well, what are you
does that
talking
mean?
about? Where does it say that? Like you're trying to deflect from what it says here. And if you want to do that game, right? If you want to do that game, I can talk about the hold on. I can talk about hold on. If you want to go down that route, we can talk about Muhammad's sex slaves. Do you want to do that? And the women that Muhammad sexually abused, because I have the hadith references here. Do you want to go that route with me? Or do you want to keep the conversation?
Solomon has some,
Yeah, I'll be honest.
some concubines in the Bible.
Hold on. If you want to go down that route, okay, we'll talk about when Muhammad says
You're going
everything your right hand shall possess, okay? Okay,
Yeah,
and we'll
I'll
talk
be
about
honest,
the way
I
that
don't
Muhammad
agree
abused
with that
women
for
and had
him if
sex
he wants
slaves,
to go
okay? Do you
there.
want to go down that route with me?
You know what?
Wait,
If we go down-
let's-
yeah, we
can we
go
talk
down-
about sex
Because
slaves?
you remember, Muhammad's supposed to
Yes,
be, right?
we can
Muhammad's
talk
supposed to be from your paradigm, just so people know, okay? Muhammad's supposed to be from your paradigm, the ultimate example, okay?
Yes.
Then we have the fact that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old, okay? Okay, we have that, okay? Then we can go into the fact that there's a continuous example from Muhammad where he abuses women, takes advantage of them, okay? And then you have the practice of muta, stuff like that, okay? I have the hadith references where we can go there, okay? And you're telling me that all that stuff is okay?
Okay, so you
None
said-
of that stuff. None of that stuff is unbiblical.
What? Practicing muta like Muhammad? Where's the word muta found? And you're telling me because, hold on, are you telling me if someone commits a sin in the Old Testament, okay, that justifies Muhammad committing sins?
Is Jesus God?
Hold on, you didn't answer my question.
Is
You can't
Jesus
answer.
God?
1 second, you can't answer my question with a question. Answer my question, okay? Hold on, I asked you a direct question, okay? Is Muhammad, okay, from your standpoint, okay, isn't he supposed to be the perfect example that never committed sins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you then justify all the things I just mentioned? Okay, Muhammad killing people, okay? Muhammad having people executed, okay? Muhammad taking advantage of women, beating women, okay? How do you then justify that?
Taking advantage and beating women.
That
He's
did
just
not
pulling
happen,
this
by the
stuff
way.
out of his butt.
that-
Yeah.
that never
Oh,
happened, by
I
the
have
way.
the references. Can I give you the references?
Yeah. Bring them up. And can I tell you something?
Okay,
that's
all right,
about to-
here we go.
that's-
Perfect.
Yes.
One
that's gonna
second,
weaken
one
everything
second.
You're saying. No.
Okay.
But let me just bring something, right?
No, hold
Let
on.
me
You
bring
wanted 1
something.
second. You wanted to give me the references. I want to give you the references, okay?
Muhammad beating
So the
women.
first
bring
one-
it, bring it.
Okay. So the first one, let's go through a couple of examples, okay? I'm going to read them all out, and I want you to take them down as I read them out.
I want you
No,
to give
just bring one.
give one because this is shotgunning. So just
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
one. We'll deal with one.
Okay, we're gonna go through them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go one by one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first one is in what's called one of the Sirah of Muhammad. Okay, you probably know what these are. The Sirah of Muhammad. Okay.
Okay. Already, you're incorrect right here because a lot of the is not built of authentic.
Well, this was written
narration.
by
We
this
don't-
was written
we
by a Muslim. This was written by a Muslim. What's it called? Author on Muhammad. But anyway, if you want to disagree with him,
So
that's
what?
fine. But it's a credible
So
source.
what? Bro, so
Bro.
what?
Okay, so
Um,
wait,
so, yeah, but this is
Christian
one of
What?
the, hold on. When you get information about Muhammad, you get it from the Sirah and the Hadith. Okay, because without the Sirah and the Hadith, hold on. Without the Sirah and Hadith, you'd have no information on Muhammad.
No, we get it
Okay?
on the hadith.
You don't get it from the
From
Quran.
authentic
You don't get it
hadith.
from Quran. Muhammad's only mentioned, what is it, 4 times in the Quran?
From authentic hadith.
I know-
Authentic
I
hadith.
know for a fact
Not
Muhammad never
Sirah.
beat a woman. I know
And,
that for a
and the
fact.
Sirah.
So what
Okay,
you're saying is that-
you know how I know
No,
that? Because
no,
the books
no.
that were,
The-
one second.
The Sirah does not have the authenticity of the hadith.
No, yeah, there's not.
No, we take authentic hadith.
The Sirah could be.
Oh, if you want to, okay,
Sirah
so you want to
is
do,
binding
hold
upon
on.
us.
So you want to do
Sirah is
Hadith
not
only.
binding. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we won't do the Sirah, even though your Muslim scholars actually go with the Sirah, but that's okay. We'll leave
It's
the
not
Sirah.
binding.
Who's that? Wait,
It's not binding on
can you,
us.
can you tell me the book? The Sirah book that you're talking about?
So this one is called, it's just called The Life of Muhammad. It's by Muhammad Hussein Hakal.
Okay,
Who
so
the hell is
I
that?
don't even know who that is,
The life of Muhammad.
right?
But it's
this-
quoted,
Muslim-
it's quoted, right? It's quoted by other Muslim historians, okay? That's why it's actually considered a valid source, okay? Because he's
Brother,
not just
no,
making it up.
no.
Where is
This
he getting
not
it
how
from?
hadith
Okay,
sciences
so one
work,
second.
bro.
Hold on. So are you
So
telling me
bad.
one of your own
That's
Sunni
embarrassing.
Muslims, right? A prominent,
That's
hold on.
embarrassing.
Are you telling me one of your own Sunni Muslims, a prominent Sunni author, is going to make up and say derogatory things about Muhammad if he's a Muslim?
Yes. There are
No,
a lot
you
of
mean there's-
Muslims, brother.
There's
Like,
popular,
bro.
there's popular.
Bro.
Hold on. So your theology is
Yeah.
that Muhammad's supposed to be perfect, right? But then you have these Sunni Muslims, prominent Sunni authors, who are going to sit there and say derogatory things about
Are
Muhammad
they
and still call
prominent,
themselves a
bro?
Muslim.
Who's
And
Who made them
wait.
prominent?
Who's considering them scholars?
Yeah,
bro?
who's
I do
considered
not
prominent? Who's
consider.
I didn't say they were
Right,
scholars.
prominent.
There's some.
Yes, you
you
did.
just
You
said.
did.
I said they were
scholars.
authors. I said they're quoted by. I said they're quoted by
Listen.
Muslim scholars.
No,
Okay.
bro. No,
Bring
this
me-
is not
bring me-
Muslim scholars.
Bring me
Hey,
some weird.
what
some-
Muslims say Mufti Manka? You're Muslim.
So hold on.
Yusuf Qadi
Hold on.
is gonna say
Yeah,
you're
guys,
Muslim
guys,
scholars.
guys. According to your prophet, women are dogs. Sahih al-Bukhari 511.
Let's see.
Yeah. According to your filthy prophet, women are dogs.
Astaghfirullah.
Hey,
You're
hey,
filthy,
hey,
man.
hey,
Astaghfirullah,
I respect the shit out of
astaghfirullah.
you, bro.
Sahih al-Bukhari 511. Read it.
Hey, we're not respecting Jesus right now. So don't.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can do what you like. You can do what you like.
know
Okay,
what?
I'm calling it what it is. Sahih al-Bukhari 511.
Let's see. A woman, a donkey, and a black dog cut off the prayer.
Wait, how's that a dog?
Keep going.
Tell
Are
me.
you stupid?
Keep reading
Okay.
it. You have made us women what? What? You made us women what?
I mean, that's not even the full narration.
Oh, no, that's not even the. But that's what he says. You have made us women what? So they understand the implication of what he's saying, right?
Let's see.
Actually, let me get this one up so
thing-
people
the
can
things
see this.
which annul the prayers were mentioned before me. He said the prayer is annulled by a dog, a donkey, and a woman.
And a woman. It's like he puts.
People.
One second.
I
Hold on.
said-
Let's break it down
said-
for the audience, right? Muhammad,
This guy's
okay, your
opposite.
guy,
Well,
okay, your
he puts them in
prophet,
the same
hold
category
on,
as
your
you.
prophet group,
Bro,
okay, listen to
what?
this, right?
No,
Your
before-
prophet
before I let
group,
you talk-
hold
bro,
on,
this is
your
gonna be some
prophet
of the
group,
dumbest stuff that
dogs
I've ever
and
heard.
donkeys and women together.
Bro,
So, according to your
no,
prophet,
no,
right, your women are in the same category as dogs and donkeys, according to Muhammad.
Oh my
This is
God.
how I know
That's
how
mad.
bad this
Your
is.
prophet
I
has such a great
want
view of
Christian
women.
That's fine.
Hey,
He has such a great view of women.
I really want his Christian audience to really, really hear this part because they will stop following this guy after this idiocy. So right here, if a man is praying, somebody's praying, and a woman passes in front of him, that could be temptation, right? Just because he mentions these are things that break prayer, he is not comparing them to a dog. That was.
But
that
what?
was
But what
stupid.
did she say? You have made
Now,
us
let's
women
continue
what?
reading. Let's continue reading. Okay. I said you have made us the women dogs.
And
I
then
saw
we're gonna
the
get to the
prophet
next
praying-
one where he says
saw
they're
the prophet
inferior.
praying
Wait till
while I
you get to
used
this
lie.
one.
Bro, just calm down.
And then wait,
Saw the
guys, I
Prophet
can't wait for you to see the one where Abu Bakr
Yeah, bro,
punches
I can't read
Aisha.
the
Wait till we
hadith.
get to that
Oh
one.
my God, bro. I saw the Prophet
Wait till you get to the
praying
one where Abu
while I
Bakr
used to lie
punches
in my
Aisha.
bed and him in the Qibla. Wherever I was in need of something, I would slip away, for I disliked to face him. I said, you have made us women, dogs. I saw the Prophet praying. Well, I used to lie in my bed between him and the Qibla. Whenever I was in need of something, I would slip away, for I disliked facing him. Aisha was responding to the claim, the woman passing in front of the person annuls the prayer, saying, you have made us dogs. This hadith is oftenly recited along other narrations because different companions transmitted different reports and scholars discussed it. So, okay, so it looks like she misunderstood what he's saying. But
No,
he never said, does he? Yeah, I'm saying,
Muhammad, peace be upon
does
him,
Muhammad ever? Does
I just
Muhammad
read
say,
it, guys.
yes,
I
yes,
just read it.
prepare-
I,
Does
I
Muhammad?
just read
does
the
Muhammad-
verse.
does
I
Muhammad
just read the verse.
sallallahu
He calls he groups them together with donkeys and dogs. They're from his standpoint, they're in the same category. And to prove that point,
No,
okay,
no.
go to Sahih wait, hold on. Go to Sahih al-Bukhari 511, because according to Muhammad, women are inferior. They're lesser in intelligence. Is that true?
Okay,
No.
okay. No, that's
Yeah.
not true.
Oh, no, but hold on. No, what do you mean? No, he says it, dude. Your prophet says it.
He also explains what he means.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Explains
What?
what he
Okay,
means.
so are they? I'm asking you a question. Are women deficient in intelligence going by your prophet?
No.
But he says it, so you disagree with Muhammad.
If you look in the context,
If you look,
this is
it
about
says it there, dude.
in
I
the-
have not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence and religion than you. He says it right there. Who's the you? The women, okay?
Go
And then
back.
that's
No,
why
no,
he
no,
says
no.
what?
Go back.
He says the
Go back. Are you
testimony,
reading the
right,
full
of two women is
context?
equivalent to one man, right?
Mhm.
So what? Dude,
So these
what is he
women,
getting at?
yeah. So these women, they were the ones.
He doesn't say, he
speaking
says
to him.
women. He just says you women. And the majority, wait, just so
It
people
was-
know,
it
look
was-
at what he's saying. The
wait.
majority of the dwellers of hellfire were women.
Bro, now look at this jumping. You know, there's a hadith that says the majority of the dwellers of paradise are women. Go sleep. So what do you call it? This
But
hadith
he
that you're
says
talking
here,
about, he was
yeah,
talking.
but the only reason, hold on, in the context of
He was-
heaven, the only reason they're there is to be houris. 1 second, the only reason they're in heaven is to be houris. That's it. That's their trade-off.
Bro,
No,
the
that's-
women don't transform into
That's
Hawk
Sahih
Moon,
al-Bukhari
yeah.
3327. That's Sahih al-Bukhari 3254, right? Where their
Okay,
only function
we
is
can
to
have
be
a
molested in heaven.
Are we gonna have a conversation, or
He's just
we
gonna
keep
keep
going back and
jumping.
forth like
Just gonna keep
No,
jumping.
I want you to answer the question. Are women, hold on. Are women
among us
deficient in
are
intelligence? Are
No.
women
No,
deficient in intelligence?
Can I
Yes or no?
explain? I have the hadith. You didn't read the whole thing.
I have it right here. I'm just asking
Okay,
you
read
guys.
it,
Are
read
they
it.
deficient in
Just read it.
intelligence?
Just Malik, read it.
Read the whole thing.
Are they
You wanna read
deficient
the
in
whole entire
intelligence?
thing?
No, you read it.
Okay, I'll read it. Okay. The Prophet peace be upon him said to a group of women,
A group of women.
A group
Yeah.
of women. I've not
Group
seen
of
any
women.
more- I've not
Remember
seen-
that.
I'm not seeing anyone more deficient in intelligence and religion than you.
Mhm.
They asked, what is the deficiency in our intelligence and religion? He replied, is not the testimony of a woman equal to half the testimony of a man? He said, yes. He said, that is from the deficiency of their intelligence. And then it is not true. And then is it not true that a woman does not pray or fast during menstruation? They said, yes. He said that is from the.
So he
from the deficiency
justifies
in
why they're
religion.
deficient, and he justifies why they're lesser, right? Why they're inferior.
They're
This
not
is
And then
lesser.
he goes
They're
on
not
to
lesser.
say,
This
hold,
is-
hold
So
on,
can't you see that
hold
he
on.
said the
He
menstruation?
qualifies.
They can't
Hold
pray.
on. He
They can't
qualifies
pray
the
fast
statement.
menstruation.
Just 1 second. I want the audience to know, right? He qualifies the statement because he says
Just
it's
read
not
this
the evidence of two women. Hold on. Is this true? Be honest. Is this true? Is the evidence of two women equal to the witness of one man because they're inferior according to Muhammad?
No, not in all cases.
Right, he
So-
writes it there,
yeah.
dude. It's right there in front of you. Is not the
Yeah.
evidence of two women equal to the witness of one man? And they replied in the affirmative.
Yeah. So this is talking about
This is the deficiency in
the
her
Arabic
intelligence.
word. The Arabic word that is used for a reduction. This is a reduction in their responsibility,
He says naqs.
right? So that literally means a reduction. This is a
It's not
reduction
what
in
it's
the
saying
responsibility.
here. He
So,
gives the justification. The justification is
prophet-
this is the deficiency in her intelligence.
No. This is a reduction in her responsibility of using her intelligence.
So because she's deficient in intelligence, it means that her
No,
witness is
you
less.
You're